chiria chia mache inyoranga chirangichiga nigo chiri kurwase chire chiri guririke iriria gatigati wekari guri ria bantabati moigo imeya Uhuru Superstores nero eduka yuka iyo bwate emixa iyo wochoganya chirangi wikabunuraganie wochoganire erangiga aseduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores na wokwege namuna ekale awatagete nigo kwayanyora wikirano tutarire rero eliwe nyorere abamanyi aboigo Ekeonga enyumba yao use asomanyete use chire chibiasara nchibwa tokorekana okuya na ayonsi nigo araikirane ekero utumikite chirangi cha Crown Paints eduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores yego tokase enyumba ya Uhuru Complex imeyumucho yigo musongo eyuerange neduka ya Safaricom Mwigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers eyuerange nebengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simbwetera seti namba chabo 0111161500 Uhuru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani.
Chitagi kaibere igore Chinsa Ikomi cheri tukori tarike mirongo Tinyo gatatu mwaka wechiri bubere mirongo ibere n'itano mwanchi umuregererea na gosogeire anonsi asore gose boirire buya ekene Ekeonga Chinsa Ikomi kuri Getembe TV nchenga Nyaboga urisoni makori kuri asomuno wabo bimanyereo kabana into ikomwara tokumanye egati yari aberega kwene kiwakurwa imina isko yorogongo rwagusi na togo chaka nigo abagaka bwa mugusinya getinge heritage kuri county ya Kisii besokire na kubwatisia abagusi bande kogikiria egekore aso musubati oyomo kuri kenyoro kieria mabeya ase county ya Nyamira abete kago chabwa aso boina ensemo na boy kobetererwa koruta amaraba gocha aso boino obo kero are kwenya omugako asabono abagaka bas chira asirigande rimuna goteba kuruta maraba tirigento monta kobetererwa goseterike betererwa ase ababorire bari bonsi babwatiranetiwe aso kunererwa kumusubati oyu kubumukerwa egetambukiro egetindikeri chiko
rero unatwate ikarege kyabagaka usanga amabana akorekanire gusiye ito aramabe twayakane nako yagikeria wetera kimuma cyumugusi
bitango byarenge gutuka roro yarenge konyarekana nga murugi oye tamuruterite maraba gosatageti komurutera maraba ebitange ebi ekemokiabo nigo kiarenge nga omongino oyo neboeranetie tararumute igoro etango kende nigo kiarenge nga omongino oyo nare enga kiyaye yabangina yaikire taring wancherwa elia kobakero mutienyi taring wancherwa ruto maraba
ekero kware konyora nga umugaka umwana oyo chiro nyorire aso menyire basinyaniro sokiro chira ao oirwe ng'ombe tare kuri mai chabire na ndate kwate ngombe ya kabire kine kimumare korete inka omugaka kikwairwe nyora nemburi tibweba na endo bwateri chonderi ya kabire kuruande nsemo kwaimire gesa kwekyo noro reri rwansi rwasirire
ori ngombe chia mane twe nere omonyene omusubati oyo kabere ori noyo bwama oyo kabere
Emambia rero nigo abanyakenyoro kurwe kenyoro gia iti kanunda kegotoka iwodi ya Nyakoe bunge ya kitutu cha South County ya Kisii babo kanengana jogo ichane magega y'umusao yomo gose magega y'umubere w'umusao yomo gotoka gesona mu abande asasiritie obugimo bwae ase chinchera chobotutukano ase bona ngane yinigo ya irera basayibonsi kuburirwa na gosemiwa batigane nebinyuwa byo gotinda nabo igo abaengi nabo igamba abaone bamarwa kuburirwa gotigana no bwengi nabo igo bwone bamarwa na kuriya obonchurere gose biashara binde ebingo biranyare kubakonya umugambi bwensemeyo nabo y'abantu bonsi nigo bakiramo na goteba nigo botuki bwachakiwe iri kumanya bene ikirerete amakweri y'umusao yo kunenchira yamo yokoa amati y'umusao yo konyora obwene bwabo
Akio mwana na karajiga kagimuka mukorera igagaki
amalieta nesta nyanja mama jeni wonde ngina moke umwana uyu igakenis orali jena abo kamambi samo ko kamambi getuko asoko hena nje na ari gimbo kenchi mata nkonchiaro le tugunsa igakwane sinde metansemo lakini nasi nwakoboka acha konyore simye konda angalinga ki inchude ni si ara ile mwafanisi denisi woman ngo minyoka goje amana nanyo denisi no ara ile gabu ara ile bogeka amanya ngakorumonwa obokima gosigari ete gosigaru katinto manyeti ngo boli fanisi amanyana ngaki fanisi ngaki bono mwana yago kwera agaiga ngagate tena abande bagatira bakamotiga agaiga nchenka bwanko bokale
Samaria tanto Silvestre ono inchigayo gongo mutu bikenye tubasinya ina yeititu inchigonda itiwa ono ikeneye ntibi okumiya korekanire onyendi abantu bari kuwanje turi yinjira turanyara komenya ni mugondo nero utawo ninsaye bakora basubike chinyeni baonye kwabona ibintu bindi ndimo bikorezo sechinda amangana sina kwa mangu Charles Nyamuso umusisant chiwiranda erensia na kwa location na inderero mami yabono na nori reportinga omwana okurukwa Dennis Ondieki Omanda otokire bakwete ase compound yoyo mobwe kinyoro yaito na wana ikororo na witness no maene omwana ina bakwete na ende ndigakorora kananga no muntu okurwa amanyi kwimyoreremo so na imuke step yukaragiria basigari toikira se bomi iyo twanyore nga maene mono inasirete na ende we are trying to invest manyanga ngakiumono yare gusira
na togotigana nayo ni gwensi ya Kenya n'enseri ya Amerika kirache kubwatirana unenchera yamo yogo kine uchumi na boigo obwamate igatiye Chinsa ibere gukwana asegekaro no mwambassador gwensi ya Amerika aiga Kenya omoske Mark Dillard nigo muwaziri bwechigosori na mangana ya basaimensi ya Kenya omoske Salim Mvura atebere nigo Chinsa ibere kirache gocha amo kubwatirana kwena kia magendera na boigo Kenya ebyawa gose chitaranta ase abasai.
We are very, very focused on how we can inspire the creative economy in Kenya. And therefore, we are discussing a forum, an upcoming forum, which we will announce in the coming months to see how we can also bring on board U.S. creative participants who can be very useful to inspire the economy of our country. We know that we have a lot of youth in the creative economy and arts, and therefore we are targeting to see how we can also create an enabling environment on matters policy for the government of Kenya, and also the kind of legislation that we can come up with. But the most important thing that we are taking away from this meeting is the continuous engagement, to ensure that we make it a reality.
Youth is our future, so finding opportunities for the youth and connecting the opportunities and the creative talent and knowledge in the United States with Kenyans is one of our objectives for this year. One of the things we're trying to focus on. So really look forward to continuing this partnership.
Amatuko makeigo oka aitre maiga y'abagavana kwemurunganiria oko kyani wa wechibesa chirichigo tomogo chase chikaunti aseboigo bachiete mutu na goteba nigo bachi gutenenea imirobiri yonse y'amagendo ase chikaunti na koye serikali insi y'amatuko 14 oka erikorigereria eng'aniyo yo gotomwa wechibesa guchase chikaunti ritukoria rero nigo ebunge ya senate yakore bikaro byaye erikorigereria buya eng'ana yo gotomwa na boyo komentwa wechibesa guchia ase chikaunti echichira chikonekia amagendo
because of the inevitable delay in the report being ready, the report which was done by the committee is actually much better. Colleagues will receive it because it clearly demarcates the schedules, the money from donor funding, conditional grants, and all other monies that need to go to every county. Number two, there is also clarity what every county has gotten in terms of donor funding, the FLOCA money, and all these other monies which have been in the program. I'm sure this House is aware that governors have already pronounced themselves. In fact, they were giving us 14 days so that they can make sure that this document is tabled here so that we can approve the money. My honest observation is that, yes, just as much as governors are our partners, and we really want them to succeed, and we want to make sure that the funds are utilized well and effectively. We are beginning to feel that our governors are not giving us the best. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the audit discussions that have been taking place for the last 2 weeks, you'll realize that there's a lot of misappropriation, waste, and misuse of public funds. Audits are not up to date.
Is that the counties will now access a whopping 50.5 billion. It is there. It is there. We just pass it today, and counties will access 50.5 billion. Why would a member of the National Assembly not support that money going to the county where he comes from? And all counties are benefiting. Leader of the majority in the Senate, leader of the majority in the National Assembly, the presidency, you must bring the leaders together. We stop this nonsense.
Funding on the side of counties. And some of these donor-funded projects, unfortunately, bound are such that if it gets, say, to the end of this financial year, then the loan expires and you have to renew the instruments, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, it's a very, very untidy situation. I hope that this never happens again. I don't recall a time where we have moved, actually, a bill for funding to counties this late into the financial year. This, unless my memory is failing me, to the best of my knowledge, this is the latest it has ever gotten to. And it's really unfortunate, Mr. Speaker. So what are some of these schedule of funds, Mr. Speaker, that from the national government share of revenue? It includes, national government share of revenue. It includes, Mr. Speaker, funds that are so basic.
Lero ni como waziri otenenerete ekeganchagia serikali umuske John Mbadi aikira nabo siwe kamati etenerete budget anen ase bunge nene erikoiraneria amaboro igoro yomosuada boko bagachibesa bu mwaka oyega goso mwaka 2025 nabo igogo kwanera egatiyo botumiki bwechibesa echo chirachi kwenanwa.
These Kenyans had not witnessed in a long period of time. That is why we thought external borrowings are always very good. But external borrowings have their risk. The risk here is, what happened last year is by January last year, or by December 2023, we had external debts of 6 trillion. And by shilling just appreciating from 160 to 130, that debt has come down from 6 to 5 trillion. What is the effect of that? First, you are saving on the, if you are paying the principal amount, you are paying less, way less, a sixth less. But again, interest charged is also less. So if that continues over the period, you save quite a lot. Again, in that area, we are saving. So that risk also you must balance off with the risk of domestic debt and see where you are. So I think that I've explained even the dollar effect that Mheshimiwa you asked. But we can't go too low also. We can't also allow the shilling to appreciate too much. In fact, our assessment is that the shilling at 130 is the most reasonable for our economy. Because if you make shilling too strong, then you also discourage exports. And the moment you discourage exports, you will not have foreign exchange reserves. And you will be more exposed because now you don't have the ability even to pay your debts. So we have to balance it in a way that promotes exports and also manages imports. So you can see both exports and imports have been going up with 130 shillings or 129 shillings. That is a clear sign that that is a balancing rate that we should maintain. On, well, I think we have talked about sessional paper, but I agree with you. I think I need to get...
Umuwaziri umuya wabachenu umuske adendwale oyuboigo kabero umuwaziri webinto bitwanchakanaine mwanya bantu nigobono esokire amona babuatani aona kwerera abakenya nakubatebya bamenye amono morembe banchaine nakobeka kitabauti cia siasa kitabauti cia dini naboigo kitabauti cyobokabira ensemo asechinga kichicho bayereta abakenya obuya bwo komenya amono morembe naboigo obwanchani asabano bayatogire ensi ya Kenya koba ensi bwata masikani obwamate obuya naboigo omorembe kuringana ne Chinsa chirichinde ase chibura buru chabeire chikwenekiwa.
Please, let's all cherish that space of freedom of worship, and our constitution is even very clear that you cannot discriminate a citizen of this country based on his religion, on his dress, on the food of that religion. Our different faith, be it Islam or Christianity or Hindu or Sikh or others, underscores the need for us in our different capacities to foster peace, to foster unity, and to foster tolerance.
In the world, there are various places people do not have peace. Around us, just within the region, look at the Sudan, what is going on. South Sudan, DR Congo, Somalia. I ask all the Kenyans from different backgrounds, from different races, from different religion to embrace peace and unity.
I think we are very lucky to have the kind of values we have in Kenya, which is a pluralistic nation that encourages freedom of faith, that encourages diversity, and for that we thank God. And we thank our political leadership as well.
So what are we saying is we need to respect each other. Even let us all...
Na togo chigokorera ekero ebikore bya makweri anene mono chinga kitira basubati bakogongia byagendere komentekana imensi ya Kenya ritukuria rero nigo ekiombe kerekia banyagitari babasubati gose Kenya obstetrical gynecologist bakobwatirana n'abanyagitari bali bakoiboria bari asegekaro imiyo mucho Nairobi eriko kwanera chinchira aona boige bitambukiro barachi kwimokya bunenchira ya muyo gutanga amakweri chingaki abasubati bakogongia.
In action. The cost of inaction. So you say advocacy, Prof. Bimbo will do that, or Anne will do that. That's a champion we know. Cost of inaction. My students are here. You still remain my students even much as you've qualified. And you know the kind of noise I make. And I keep saying, be louder than I am. But most of us, somebody else will do that. Somebody else will do that. Excuse me, put your boots and do the walking and the talking. I keep saying, step up, step out, speak out. In Figo, they now know there's a noisemaker that we are familiar with. And I make noise anywhere. I wish I had gone to GLN. That's Ramaphosa. Yeah? But in all honesty, you've got to be counted. That's the accountability I'm talking about. Financing is a big elephant. And whether we like it or not, we've got to think about it. But I can ring fence financing for M&H but is it going where it's supposed to go? That's the more critical question to be answered. Again, Saram. There's Serem and Saram. Yeah? Service readiness and availability to make a difference. So, if you're saying you're going to take care and survive my premature baby, because a lot of the babies are coming out prem. Am I correct, pediatricians in the house? And we have something we're calling now the Prem Prep 5. Prem Prep 5. I won't go into details, but there are certain things you can do to make that premature baby survive better. 5 things that you need to do.
Na rayo kurase Ekeonga Chinsa Ikomi tukuri Alhamisi asenchirayo wenge asenchirayo boikira ne Chinsa ibere na boigo Chinsa inyechobo tukobwarero abu asoyo minto harone ototo nyangiri agendete gukwariganiria achigo koretera ayo amona yande asenchira ereyo boikira ntosukare inchenga tere ni Nyaboga Wilson makorikora somono bimanyiriro Kevin Ongeri ne rogendete kone Kevin chibiche chigana mario ingo ikirachira asenchira ereyo boikirano kenda gutwara borige borobia asemiro ya Getembe TV ekobwatia anena mono umorobi bokerorano oyora achiko gochira sembyo asegi kagetari egetambe bye tumiraneri tukore anga genda kubwata mirobiri yonsi wegoken wesemi na wewe manye chinga kichonsi.
Eduka yobomo ya Uhuru Superstores Limited nero eduka cholide ilikuwa tukachirangi cha Crown Paints eyure company nambe yemo eyo karose chirangi meyense yiga ya Kenya. Crown Paints nigo emanyira sokoro isya ebintu biriya bikomanya seka ngo kwanira chirangi ejo boyiko chire chichi brand ao ejo chire chingi ya kirage chirangi chiga nigo chire chibirengo ao punabono mbabwate chirangi cyo gwakwa imeye nyumba isiko ye nyumba chire chikomentera nigwa amavuta yani oil na buigo chiriya chia mache inyoranga chirangi chiga nigo chire kurwase chire cheri guririke iriya gatigati wekariguri iriya bantabati buigo imeya Uhuru Superstores nero eduka yuka iyo bwate emixer iyo bwochoganya chirangi wekabunuragani bwochoganire erangiriga aseduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores na bokwege namuna ekale aho watagete nigo kwayanyora wekirano tutarire rero eliwe nyorere abamanyi na buigo enekenga enyumba yao use asomanyete use chire chebiasara nchibwa tokorelekana okuya na ayonsi nigo araikirane ekero utumikite chirangi cha Crown Paints eduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores yego toka se enyumba ya Uhuru Complex imeyumuchuyigo musongo eyuerange neduka ya Safaricom mwigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers eyuere angene bengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simgwetera sechi namba chabo 0111161500 Uhuru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani.